Hey Fit Fam, welcome back to Flag Fit University. It's your girl Jazz, and I am back with you with your fitness education. Today, what we're talking about is what was I eating over prep for the past 4 months to get myself lean? How did I get here? First things first, I do not eat chicken, turkey, or beef. I do not eat it. I am not interested in it. It was not a difficult decision for me either because I've been like this since a child. I just naturally do not like meat. And I rarely eat fish. And I'm going to tell you guys about that because I had some fish and it caused me some digestive issues, and it was the end of the world for me like a month ago, but yeah, we'll get into that. One thing I think is so crazy is when people say, oh, you can't build muscle if you're not eating chicken, turkey, beef. How are you building any muscle? I've been building muscle since I was in college, like even before that. So it's like, voila, I am proof that you can absolutely build muscle and good quality muscle without eating meat. You really don't need to. It's all a science. You have to know what you're eating and why you're eating it. And if you do not know how to do that, you should get in contact with someone who does. Like me, I can help you. If you are not interested in eating meat, but you do want to work out hard, you want to build muscle, you want to have a lean, toned body, I got you. It is not hard. It's not impossible like these meat eaters want you to believe. It's not that serious, right? It's just about adhering to macros. You have to be eating a certain amount of carbs, fats, and protein. And that is where a lot of people who are vegetarian or vegan, plant-based, whatever you want to call yourself, that is where a lot of them go wrong, right? They do not have a healthy breakdown of all three macronutrients. They are eating too much carbs. They're a carbitarian. Like that's exactly what's happening. And they end up gaining weight. They're not seeing results with their fitness. Yeah, I'm going to the gym. Listen, sis, you have the pie all messed up. Let me help you. I really feel like my decision to not eat any chicken, turkey, or beef was really beneficial to me because honestly, I feel lighter, I feel healthier, I don't feel all of that bloating that I felt when I used to eat meat. I just don't feel any of that. I feel fast, I feel alert. And that is exactly how I want to feel, how I want to continue feeling in life. And I wish that for anyone who really doesn't know what that feels like because it's so sad. A lot of people think that their body is running optimal and they are good, they feel good. And if they gave themselves a chance to really experience being lighter, being more alert, having a different lifestyle, a different eating pattern, they would know like, wow, I actually was not feeling all that great before. But anyways, let's talk about what I have been eating to get my results. So I started my 2022 Pro Figure Prep back in June. Okay, so that was 4 months ago at this point. And at that time, I was just slowly, transitioning into being really strict. And my meals were a little bit more fun. So I always started out with a bagel in the morning. Yes, a bagel. You can eat a bagel and still lose weight. Again, we're thinking about exactly how much carbs are you eating for the entire day. So if you've calculated your bagel to be some of your carbs, totally fine. So I always started with a bagel with eggs and smoked salmon on there. I love those little smoked salmon slices. Amazing. Then I moved on to this fun honey garlic cauliflower vibe. It was really good, but after a while it had to go from my diet because it was doing a little too much. But in the beginning, for the first couple 3 weeks or so, it was just fine because I was still transitioning and I still did lose a lot of weight within that first time period, even though my foods were a little more fun. And then I really love impossible meat. That is one of my substitutes since I'm not eating chicken, turkey, or beef. I love impossible. So my meal was impossible with a little bit of salad and some rice. And that usually was my day throughout June. So this was my progress throughout June. I started mid-June really with my prep. So my progress here was about maybe a couple weeks or so, but progress nonetheless. So this is where I started mid-June, and this is where I ended like the first week in July when I switched my foods over. So in July, my first meal would be a shake and an apple. So that is a great combination for me. It's nice and light in the morning. Then July is when I tried to do a thing, y'all. I tried. I was eating tilapia. I seasoned it up real good. Okay, the seasonings was not the problem. The tilapia was the problem, and it did not last in my diet long because, like I said, I'm really not a big fish person either. But it's like, okay, let me try to get a little protein from the fish. I hated it. I was chewing it like, and it had to go. I quickly like got that out of my diet. So I probably was eating that meal for another couple weeks, 3 weeks, and I dashed it away. I got rid of it. And then in July, I kept my impossible meal with the salads. As you can see, I traded my rice for plantain. So I wanted to get a little less processed, right? And start to head in a better direction because now we're getting a little deeper into prep. I didn't just start. So, getting a little bit tighter. So here's my progress by the end of July. So as you can see, we were starting to make some progress. I was really happy with it and life was good. Throughout August, I kept my bagel. I kept my bagel for a long time, y'all, because I love that bagel. I can eat that bagel every single day with my smoked salmon and my eggs. Sometimes I even threw a little avocado on there, and it's amazing. One day my shake and apple would be first, and then my bagel would be my second meal, or vice versa. It really didn't matter. Those are the two things that I would have first. And then since I got rid of that tilapia because I just could not eat it, like it just was disgusting to me, I traded for salmon. Okay, I was putting my salmon in the oven, I was flavoring it up real nice, everything was good. And for the next 3 weeks or so, I started having GI issues. Like I was super bloated and I did not know why. My stomach was hurting a lot. It stopped me from doing a lot of my workouts, a lot of my cardio. I was going through it. I just could not figure it out. I was doing everything right, so I felt, but the salmon is what was messing me up. My body did not want it. So I slowly started removing things from my diet, and I'm like, no, I'm still having this bloating. I'm still not feeling well. OMG, this is setting me back. Like, guys, it was setting me back, okay? Because I'm a person, I like to work. I like to see my numbers chopping down every week. And for 3 weeks, my numbers did not move. I was through it. I was over it. I was so distraught. I felt like I was out of the game, and you know, I broke down. I even put up a video on Instagram. I was trying to chart my progress on Instagram, and a lot of people were like, "Don't just tell us the good, tell us the bad, tell us like, the pitfalls and what's happening in real time." So here's the video that I put up.
Hey fam, so I have not given y'all a prep update in weeks, and honestly this is something that I would not even share normally at all, but I told myself, you know what, you were trying to share your prep journey, which is very difficult to be honest, but yeah, so for the past going on 3 weeks now, I've been honestly very sad and discouraged. Right now I'm a little less than 4 weeks out from my first show. You just want to qualify for Worlds at that show, but still, any show you go to, you want to do well. But for the past weeks, my stomach has been hurting, bloating, haven't been using the bathroom. Like, imagine that. That's crazy. And I've just been feeling sick, not able to do my workouts to the full effect, my cardio. And on top of that, I'm back to work. So my schedule is just crazy. I'm trying to adjust, and I'm just really having a hard time. I do honestly feel a little bit discouraged, but I'm trying to, keep myself motivated. But, yeah, y'all, little less than 4 weeks away from my first show. Here we are, we trying. I'm not just skipping out on showing y'all shit, but, it's It's really hard. This is not for the faint of heart, but I'm still pushing. I'm not gonna give up. And yeah, this is just not something I would normally show y'all. But here I am showing y'all. So yeah.
So as you can see, I thought it was the end of the world, and I was so thankful to everyone who responded, who gave me encouragement, all the calls, the texts that I got. I really didn't expect any of that, but I'm so grateful for it because a lot of people offered me some really sound advice that did help me. So once I realized that the salmon was the factor that I needed to get rid of, I got rid of it immediately. And when I tell you, I did a quick cleanse out, I started taking digestive enzymes. I was A1 for the rest of the time, even up until now, bloating completely down. But it felt like a lot at that moment. Like I would not bounce back. I was so sad. And, just like a real woe is me moment. Like, why is this happening to me? But, we're okay. We're okay. I got through it. And I'm just thankful for everybody's support. Again, thank you, everyone who reached out to me to tell me that it was not the end of the world. So by the time that got worked out, here was my progress moving into September. So as you can see, I really was making a lot of changes along the way, even though I had that setback and I felt like it was so bad. In reality, I was still moving forward at a good pace. Moving into September, that was the last time that I had my bagel. Yeah, I had to part ways with it because at that point, my carbs were getting lower and lower, and I really could not afford to have this bagel be 50 grams of my carbs, and I barely have like carbs left for the day. Like I need to spread it out more at this point, as well as get rid of all of the refined sugars and just try to be a little more optimal, like more sweet potatoes, more veggies, things like that. So it was a good run with my nice bagel, but the bagel had to get the boot. Sandman came and took him away. Bye, bagel. In September, I also changed the salmon meal since it had to go. I changed it to sardines with asparagus and sweet potato. And while that might sound a little bit crazy, it's actually such a good combination. Like anyone watching this video, you should try it. You really should. It sounds so crazy, but sardines are such a moist fish, and it's so flavorful by itself, I think, honestly. And it's a fish that I can do. I can do sardines. It doesn't bother me digestively. It doesn't creep me out. Even the salmon after a while creep me out. Like I just don't want it. Of course, I kept my shake and my apple. Like I said, that's usually what I do in the morning. That was pretty consistent throughout the entire prep. And then we still kept the impossible with the salad and the plantain. So that's what I was eating throughout September. Of course, my numbers were a little bit lower. That is why my foods changed. Well, one of the reasons why my foods kept changing each month was because my numbers were getting lower. So I had to reconfigure and try to spread the love out throughout the day so that I'm not eating all my foods in the morning and then I'm hungry, right? So things had to change. And when my palate changed, I had to take certain foods out. So that's just a part of prep. It is what it is. You either thug it out and eat the same things forever, or you figure out something else that works for you. And I figured out something else. So here's my progress by the end of September. Moving into October, like I said, I had to do away with my bagel. I replaced it with green beans. So I still in the mornings have the shake, the fruit, and then I move on to the smoked salmon with the eggs and the green beans. I love eggs so much. That's why I'm really not going to sit here and call myself all these names that everyone has, like vegetarian and vegan and this and that. No, I just eat what I eat. I'm just not into chicken, turkey, or beef or anything heavy. I'm not into it. So Sue me if you want to say, but Jazz, eggs, they're meat, whatever. I'm not getting into that whole debate. Debate your mama. I like eggs and I'm going to eat them. And they're another source of protein. If you are interested in building muscle without eating the chicken, turkey, beef, it's not heavy. Eggs are not heavy at all. So the problem that I have with the meat, I do not have with the eggs. I do not have with the eggs. So that is the second meal: asparagus, the smoked salmon, and the eggs. Definitely kept my nice sardine meal. Love it. It's great and it stays forever. And the impossible with the salad and the plantains is also a go. It's very easily digested. I don't feel bloated. I don't feel extremely full. I hate the feeling of feeling really full. So these meals are perfect for me, especially with the number of carbs, fats, and proteins becoming lower now. I'm eating less, but I'm not extremely hungry, which is great because who wants to be hungry all day? So for October, here is my progress. So as you can see, I'm just continuing to make progress, get better, tighter, slowly but surely. It takes time and it takes patience. And this has been 4 months of progress, right? You have to give yourself 100% effort every single day, and you have to have patience, like literally. But anything worth having is worth the work. That's it. So now here we are in the beginning of November, and I am still eating the same things for now. I have about 2 more weeks until Worlds, and I am just dreaming about having a nice fettuccine alfredo bowl or 2 or 10. But 2 more weeks. We gotta stay focused. Stay focused. Those are my meals. That is how it changed. It changed 5 times throughout my entire prep, but that's just how it goes sometimes. Sometimes you gotta adjust, you gotta roll with the punches, and you gotta get with the program and keep going, keep pushing, keep fighting, right? So even through setbacks, you guys, never give up, because I really felt like the world was crashing down on me and I didn't know what was going on with my body. But it all got figured out in due time and I learned a lot from it. So I'm just really thankful for all the experiences throughout prep time, to learn my body, to learn different foods and how they interact with me, and continue on this journey of building muscle without chicken, turkey, or beef, because I'm a big advocate for that. You don't need it. And there's a bunch of health reasons too why it's just better without it. But I'm not going to judge someone who decides that they are eating that. That's fine. But I am talking about myself, and I'm talking to those who aspire to do that and who feel like it's impossible or have literally been told that they're not going to be able to do it, because, like, come on, it's just not true. Like, this is not me. It's not, right? But anyway, as usual, you guys, please make sure that you are subscribed. If you enjoyed this video, like it. If you have any questions or comments or encouragement or anything to say, y'all, I'm 2 weeks out from the biggest show of the year, right? Drop it in the comments. I would love to hear from you guys. I respond to 100% of comments, and I love, love, love you guys. See you in the next video.